Today's stories include Marvel 1943 could come this Christmas, a new Last of Us Dualsense controller, and GTA 6 could cost $100. We'll have all this and more because this is Kinda Funny Games Daily.
And the
Yo, what's up? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Thursday, March 6th, 2025. I'm one of your hosts, Blessing, Adeoye Jr. Joining me is LaCroix Poppy, Tim, Geddes. What'd you have to say?
You might not have heard me because I got cut off, but I was saying the Powerpuff Girls. Bless, did you know that the CW was going to make a Powerpuff Girls show? That show got canceled, and now a clip has leaked.
I'm very excited about this because I did know that CW was going to make a Powerpuff Girls show, and the streets were saying that it was going to be terrible. Oh. Every detail we knew about it was apparently very, very bad. And I didn't even know it got canceled.
I've been sitting here in 2023.
Okay, cool. I've been sitting here waiting for it.
The trailer / clip leaked this morning, and I watched about a minute of it, and I was dying at the quality of this thing, at the tone of this thing. And I know this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. I don't care. We make the rules here.
We're
about to react to it live right now. Roger,
get your ass over
here.
here.
There's somebody that I know that loves absolute trash. It's Roger.
I am so excited for this because I was looking at all the set leaks for this show. I was so excited. It was starring, you know who it was starring? It was starring the girl from...
Was it Chloe Bennett?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Exactly.
Wow.
So this was like, so it said it was canceled in 2023. Was that true?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I thought this was like a 2016 thing for some reason. I thought this happened like a long time ago.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. So I guess
you ready? Is everyone ready?
I'm scared, but I'm ready.
Let's get into it.
I'm excited to see this because I love the Powerpuff Girls.
3 minutes?
I'm making some readjustments.
Yeah, he's making some
3
readjustments.
minutes of this.
I don't know they're going to watch the whole thing, but
we're watching the whole thing. I don't know what you're doing.
Are we going to get
Roger,
taken
were you one of those kids that watched every single episode of Powerpuff Girls?
No. But I loved it. I liked the movie. I watched it, but I didn't watch every single episode.
I watched every single episode. Yeah, I watched every single episode of Powerpuff Girls.
Every time it was on. You know, on my TV. You know what I mean?
And we're also CW sickos over here.
Oh, dude, fuck yeah.
And so,
bro.
like, honestly,
fuck yeah.
that's why I was looking forward to this thing. I'm like, yo, they're about to Riverdale this shit up. All right, let's see what they got.
Man,
and they got Chloe Bennett, and I loved Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I love CW
This was such
trash.
a perfect storm for me.
We are ready to rock and roll.
Let's go.
All right,
I'm excited to see Mojo
Bless.
Jojo.
Oh, I can't wait for you to see it.
Fuck yes.
Once upon a time,
Jesus.
Professor Drake Utonium created a family of his own.
Wait,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
3 pint-sized heroes protecting Townsville from evil. As their fame grew, so did the merch, endorsements, even a cartoon.
Are those the Powerpuff Girls?
No.
They're all so cool.
No.
Especially Blossom.
But not everyone was a fan. We've had enough Powerpuff! As the years passed, there was trouble in Powerpuff Paradise. Blossom was constantly stressed.
Wait, is it daylight savings?
Buttercup was constantly rebellious.
I'm not wearing that dress anymore. It's gender normative and ass ugly.
Oh, Jesus.
God damn.
Was constantly drinking.
What?
Go get him! And on one fateful day, the girls made a fatal error, costing Mojo his life. In the wake of disaster, Blossom ran away. Jojo grew up to be mayor of Townsville. Buttercup became a real hero. And Bubbles, well, she made it all the way to Hollywood Boulevard.
Hi, I'm Bubbles. Everybody wants to talk to Fake Jesus. Hi.
Well,
Oh, no.
The Powerpuff Girls are coming to town tomorrow.
all 3?
Are the Powerpuff Girls reteaming? Hell no. I am never caping for Townsville again.
The 3 V's back in Townsville. I didn't want to bring this up yet.
I'm
But I
speechless.
have reason to believe a darkness may be returning.
Like monsters?
What do you want me to do, Jojo?
I want them to know how it feels to watch their father die.
You obviously want us to reunite, Dad.
Why are you acting like being back together's torture?
Yeah, it was fun when we were just fighting baddies, but it changed. Not to mention that cartoon that completely whitewashed us.
You said you created a space you wanted to be
God,
attacked.
dear
Jesus
God.
Christ. What are we doing?
That would have been weird.
The goal of this new plan is to go into people's brains and then turn their aggro up to 10.
The riots started moments ago, the cause of which are still unknown.
destroy Townsville! All must pay!
Someone's setting him up.
This is the work of Professor Drake Utonium.
Oh my God, they're all possessed.
This is exactly like the gathering of the Juggalos.
Like, this much footage of the show exists.
This is insane.
Okay. I have complete control over him.
I'm not a Powerpuff Girl anymore.
You're just a boring grown-up. Hang it up.
Is this? Are they showing the whole show?
Yeah, pretty
What kind of
much.
trailer is this?
What's wrong about us?
Why are they showing the entire arc?
Yep, I'm good.
I was surprisingly cathartic.
They knew this is all they would get.
From Oscar winner.
Oh, God.
Sweeping reversal of fate, the Powerpuff Girls are beloved again in Townsville.
You're my daughters first. And your happiness is all that matters.
I'm really sorry for accusing your dad of mass terrorism.
Yeah.
Is she flirting?
I guess we're even. I mean, we are not even. I mean, just like he was never obsessed with me.
Yes, he was.
It's still
There's
going.
no way this. Wait, there's no way this hasn't
This
been
is
5
still
minutes
going.
yet.
He hate boner kind of way.
What's the best kind of boner?
That was the longest 3.5 minutes of my life.
Oh, it's just called Powerpuff.
They're not girls anymore,
Yeah,
Roger.
they're
That
women.
was that was the worst thing I've ever seen.
I no, like I imagine bad, right? I
Yeah.
assume bad. I could not have like conceived anything that was this bad in my brain.
Holy hell.
I cannot believe what that ended up being.
See, in the beginning, I was excited. I was like, okay, somewhat of a cute premise, right? Like,
Was it around the time Mojo Jojo showed up that you started
well,
to
I was
turn?
like, even then, I was like, okay, they don't have the budget. They don't got the budget. Let's see what's
No, for a
going on.
monkey.
Yeah, they don't got the monkey budget. Okay, let's keep on going.
They ain't got
And
the
then
monkey
they started doing
budget.
the thing where it's like, oh, no, now Blossom's drinking. It's like, oh, fuck. Oh, we're done. We're over.
was
It's
bubbles.
over.
It was bubbles. I was
Ah,
drinking.
whatever.
I'm
Who
so
cares?
happy
We're all
she
drinking.
wasn't
Blossom's
pregnant.
just stressed all the time. It's daylight savings time.
Yeah, it's daylight. Oh God, I get stressed during daylight savings time too. What the fuck?
What the actual fuck?
It's.
Well,
I mean,
they made the right decision.
They got my guy from Scrubs.
Yeah, that was, pretty,
They got my
that was
guy
actually a
from
pretty good
Scrubs.
decision. That was
He
pretty
had a
good.
heel turn. That was surprising. Well, everyone, thank you for hanging out with us watching that.
Yeah, well, all the audience is left.
That's crazy. I'm sorry, audio listeners.
Oh my God.
I legitimately was speechless. Like, didn't have anything to say.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow.
Wow.
Tim,
Yeah.
enough about that.
Enough about that.
Let's wipe that memory from our brains and get into some video games, because remember, this is Kind of Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday, we run you through the nerdy news you need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and all podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, support us with the Kind of Funny membership on YouTube and now Spotify and Apple Podcasts live. Oh, God, I got lost in the thing. YouTube, Patreon, that's what I was missing, and Spotify and Apple Podcasts to get all of our shows ad-free, watch us record them live, and get a daily exclusive show. For a chance to be a part of the show, submit your thoughts and opinions as YouTube Super Chats as we go. Housekeeping for you. Pack your bags, trainers, because we're headed to Johto. The next chapter of our Pokemon Nicklocke journey begins this Friday. Join us after Gamescast, after Game Showdown, actually, for the start of our SoulSilver Nicklocke with a special new main character, exclusively on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames. And remember, we're an 11-person business, all about live talk shows. So today, after KFGD, you're going to get Gamescast, which is a shit list. It is the top 25 Nintendo Switch games. And then after that is the YouTube premiere of Greg and Tim's entire split fiction playthrough.
The entire game, 14 plus hours.
A 14-hour video.
Very cool.
Very, very cool. Tune in for that.
Many fun moments.
If you're a Kind of Funny member, you can get today's Gregway, which is 12 minutes of about Roger's last meal. Thank you to our Patreon producers, Delaney Twining, Carl Jacobs, and Omega Buster. Today we're brought to you by Monster Hunter Now, but we'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin with what is, and forever will be, the Roper Report. It's time for some news. We have 5 stories today. Starting with our number 1. The next big Marvel game is coming this Christmas, according to the Game Star. This is Jordan Middler at Video Games Chronicle. Marvel 1943, Rise of Hydra, could be released this Christmas, according to one of the game's voice actors. The next big game from Marvel Games and Amy Hennick's Skydance Games will tell the story of a young Steve Rogers as he finds his feet as Captain America. Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra was revealed during an Unreal Engine showcase at GDC in March. That's actually a lie. It was revealed during D23, the Disney and Marvel game showcase that I hosted. Stop the erasure. Video Games Chronicle. We got
Jordan Middler. What the fuck?
Yeah,
are you
what
trying
the
to
fuck,
do here?
Jordan Middler? Large man. But we did get the current trailer that Kevin's showing off right now. We got during GDC last year that was showing off the Unreal footage. And it stars Drew Moreland as Captain America, and Carrie Payton as Black Panther.
Hell yeah.
Last year, it was announced that the game will be published by Playon.
It's pronounced how it's spelled.
Playon, which I always want to say Playon.
Of course.
Playon. While the game doesn't currently have a release date, it may be coming this year, according to the actor behind one of the game's stars. When asked about the release date of the game, Black Panther actor Carrie Payton said, quote, "We're still working. We're planning on 2025, end quote. Quote, "We're thinking like a Christmas situation, but I'm so excited," end quote.
Look, I know that the evidence is looking me in the face. I still don't believe it. I don't believe this game's ever going to actually come out. I don't believe it's a video game.
Can I tell you that I watched this trailer before the show just as a rewatch because I remembered how cool it was when we got it last year. Got to the end of this trailer and I was jump scared by a 2025 release window. I forgot they said 2025.
Crazy. Yeah.
Why don't you believe?
It just doesn't look like a video game. That's why.
What?
Like, we're in 2025, right?
Yeah.
At any moment, they can just show some gameplay and have a release date, and then I will, at some point, have to change my tune. But currently, on March 6th, 2025, I don't believe this. I don't believe it. Will they put this out as like a very cool tech video? Perhaps.
Nah.
I know I'm in big hater mode right now, and I want to be clear. I want this game.
Yeah,
This looks amazing.
I want to dig into the haterism because my thing is, I think for the drip feed of info we've gotten for this game, I'm trying to figure out what separates it from other games, right? Because you got that D23 trailer that was 2022, I want to say. We got the GDC trailer that was last year, 2024. They said 2025. I feel like if we're expecting gameplay, it's gonna be by Summer Game Fest.
But what if it's like a RTS? You know what I mean? Everything we've seen so far from this game doesn't make it look like it's a video game.
But they did tell us what it's going to be, right? Like from everything that Amy Hennig has said. You know, it sounds like it's going to be Uncharted-like.
Yeah.
I'm with you, though, that I do want to see gameplay.
Yeah. And
it is tough to visualize what this game is going to be moment to moment without actually seeing.
Because it looks incredible.
Yeah.
Like, there's something about the fidelity of this and the animation, everything. This doesn't look real. And if they pull this off, if Amy Hennig actually gets a game released and it's Black Panther and Captain America, this is going to be an all-timer. I can't believe. And also, this goes back to my whole thing about voice actors just saying shit. You know what I mean? Carrie Payton doesn't know shit. I don't think he knows what he's talking about.
No, he says we're planning on 2025.
Yep.
We're thinking like a Christmas situation.
Involved with the planning of the release date of this video.
He says we are still working. We are still working.
Yeah.
He's in there coding. Like he stepped out of the voice actor booth and then stepped right behind a computer and was like, "All right, guys, open up Unreal Engine 5. We're gonna put a tree over here. We're putting a road over here. Black Panther's gonna climb up this hill. It's gonna be great."
Games are made.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm as I guess negative on the idea of this game coming out by the end of this year as you are. Obviously, anything can get delayed. Games get delayed all the time. And so honestly, I'm probably on the idea of a 70% chance of this game coming out in 2026 as opposed to 2025. My thing, though, is that I do think this game's coming out.
Shine Film says, y'all said the same thing about Expedition 33. That is correct. I did say the same thing about Expedition 33, and I was wrong.
Yeah.
So I hope I'm wrong here, too. But you're right. Like that, I did have the same feeling about that game of like, this looks way too good to be true for a game to be released anytime soon. And it's coming out hella soon. And people have played it and liked it.
Do you think that in the case of Marvel 1943, do you think it's a marketing issue? Like, do you think that maybe somewhere along the line they made a misstep of not showing gameplay to us already?
No. I think that like everything they've done so far has been a choice. Like, and they haven't shown much, right? There was the announcement.
There's the announcement, which was like a little cinematic thing.
Just CG trailer shit.
And then there was the whole cinematic trailer that we got. It's like a 3-minute long thing.
Which was during GDC for a Unreal focused thing, right? So it's like, it makes sense of what they're showing so far. So yeah, at any moment, they can just drop an actual gameplay trailer and this game will all of a sudden exist to me.
Feel a lot realer.
Yeah. But where we're at now, I'm just like, again, it just looks too good to be true.
That's fair enough.
But also, there's a lot of talent behind it, but there's also a lot of unknown factors here. Like, we're talking about Skydance Games, we're talking about Playon, sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. There's a lot of variables here that could go so many different ways.
Here's where I'm with you. And like, it's the thing of, for me, I think I have to believe until they misstep or until they actually delay it. I have no reason to actually doubt them. But that said, yeah, like I look at the factors involved of, all right, Skydance, we haven't seen this kind of project from Skydance yet, right? Like I think Marvel 1943 is the first big one. And so that's exciting as like that, coming out and like making that big splash sort of game from you. But that's always tough with developers that you've not seen as much from. Obviously, Amy Hennig, we've seen stuff from her in the past. But even then, when was the last time we've seen something from Amy Hennig? It's been generations.
It was legitimately, yeah.
It's been generations. And so, like, I think there's that factor to it. PlayOn as well. I don't look at PlayOn as a publisher where I'm like, can't wait for the next PlayOn game, right? Like, no, like, I look at all the pieces involved and I look at the trailer, and that's where I get on your side of, this feels and looks too good to be true.
That's the sentence, man. Too good to be true.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I'm at.
And I think where I end up landing on that is not necessarily that we're never going to see this game, but more so we're gonna finally see gameplay and we're gonna be very let down. Like, we're looking at the cutscenes, we're like, oh man, these cutscenes are great, but what does that moment-to-moment gameplay look like and feel like, and like, what are those previews going to look like when people actually get their hands on the game? Yeah. That's the thing I'm way more curious about, because I could see that part of it being a letdown. Based on all these factors involved, as opposed to like, oh yeah, this game just disappears into the ether, which it very much could.
Yeah.
Let's move on to story number 2. This is a fun one. There's a new Last of Us Dualsense controller announced.
Cool.
Fun
one.
This is
story
from
number 2.
It's a slow news day.
Hey man, we watched Powerepuff Girls.
We watched Powerepuff Girls. We did the damn thing. This is coming from the PlayStation blog. Commemorate the Last of Us franchise with a brand new controller. Here's a first look at the DualSense wireless controller, the Last of Us Limited Edition. Created in close collaboration with the creative team at Naughty Dog, this striking design features glossy trophy icons printed across the surface that call back to key moments, characters, and events from The Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2. The DualSense wireless controller, the Last of Us Limited Edition, will be available in limited quantities for $84.99. Pre-orders start March 14th at 10 a.m. your local time at thedirect.playstation.com, as well as participating retailers, with launch on April 10th.
God damn, we're at a point that a regular controller costs $85.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Holy hell.
I want the Tim controller rating on this one.
No, you don't.
You don't like it?
Hey, man.
You don't like it?
We started the show with Powerepuff Girls. Then we just talked about me being a hater on a game not existing. I don't know that I can keep being honest. You know what I mean? It's too negative. I don't want to be that mean.
No, say what you feel.
Fuck this controller. This sucks. This fucking sucks, dude.
What sucks about it?
How offset the Firefly logo is. Why is that one just a little diagonal?
You talking about the one in the middle?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a little off.
You know what I mean?
Why is it there?
I don't like this. I don't like it at all.
I'm with you. I'm also shocked that, like, have we not gotten a Last of Us controller? I guess we haven't.
Probably not.
But I totally would have thought that this is a thing that existed already. It feels like awkward timing, but I know it's not, because the Last of Us TV show is probably the reason why they're doing this right now.
This is so
But it feels
ugly,
random
though.
as hell.
And also, it's not, this doesn't scream Last of Us to me. Like, sure, you can put a bunch of logos from the game on a controller, but like, this doesn't fit the vibe of Last of Us at all.
Well, they got the Firefly.
They do. They have a wolf.
They had the wolf because the wolves. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The Washington Liberation Front. That's what that stands for.
This looks like a fucking Ed Hardy controller.
Thank you, Kevin. That's a great pull.
I do put this in the tier of like the LeBron James controller they did quite a few years ago.
Yeah. This gets a no from me, dog.
Damn. Hate to see it. Chat, like I mentioned earlier, it's a slow news day. Hit me with your super chats. Because we got time. Me and Tim, we'll talk about whatever.
We'll talk about anything.
We'll talk about
Give
anything.
me something to hate on.
All right? Because let me tell you, what's the next news story? Well, the next news story is we're going to talk about GTA being $100 for the 8th time. And so give us some super chats. While you're doing that, I'm going to read super chats that we've already gotten, starting with Zeke Speak, who writes in and says, "Morning, boys, and happy Severance Day to those who celebrate. Let's hope for a goated episode tonight." And he says, "Ha ha ha, kill me."
What the fuck, Zeke?
Zeke, are you good?
You good, bro?
Zeke, write it again and let us know if you're good, Zeke. Are you caught up with Severance?
Dude, no.
Oh.
I've been saying this a lot, but I had to catch up. I had to watch all of season 3 of Daredevil before Born Again.
Yeah.
So because of that, I haven't started Severance. So Severance season 2 at least.
Yeah.
Tim, it's Severance Day today.
It's next up, man. It's next up. Very excited. I'm hearing glowing things. And I
dude.
feel so sad. I feel so left out.
It's like one of those few shows where as soon as I finish the previous episode, immediately I was like, I gotta find time to rewatch it again. Like it's that good. Oh man, I just gotta. In fact, I just want to rewatch the show again. Yeah. Right? Like there's just so much going on, and so many things that are like, oh man, I need to pay more attention to the details because the details in the show really do matter more than you would expect them to matter.
Rewatching the whole show, that's what me and Paula did right before the season started. Incredible. It's one of those things, like so many things were happening where I was like, oh, I had no memory of this at all or the context that it's so good. The show's incredible.
It's so fucking good. We got another one from Dexter Schwarzler who writes in and says, this wasn't going to air. We were robbed. Of course, talking about the Powerpuff Girls TV show. Does CW, do they still put out good stuff?
No, they never did.
It's been a minute. I used to be I used to be so into like when Riverdale and Arrow and Flash, I know when I say good stuff, you might be like, oh, those are the good stuff. It was to me, damn it.
Yeah.
I was hooked.
Yeah.
I was
a One Tree Hill boy. That was my CW era.
What are they doing nowadays? Didn't they have that Superman show?
Yeah, Lois.
I saw a clip from that looked good.
Yeah.
He was mad about something. He like walked into a bar and like was mad about it. I forget. It was like a guy who was maybe drunk or did some shit and like Clark like stepped to him and like checked him and I was like, this is fucking cool. That's the only clip I've seen. I want to watch it now. As I'm talking about it, I'm like, I should watch that show.
Oh my god.
What's on CW nowadays?
Lord knows.
Lip to Die writes in and says 1943 in Perfect Dark. Oh god, it fucking did the thing where it adjusted again. Hold on, I'm scrolling back. Oh, you guys are hitting us with the super chats though. Thank you so much. 1943 and Perfect Dark are tech demos, not games.
I mean,
we'll say that until we're playing them.
Exactly, 100%. Like that's where we're at.
16-bit Otaku writes in and says they showed a deep dive on the world building and technology if you watch the Unreal Epic Conference for 1943.
World building and technology.
I mean, listen, world building is a very important part of video games, along with the technology. CD Splitsman writes in and says, do we get DS2 release date on Sunday? I assume that's when they're doing the South by Southwest
presentation or whatever for Death Stranding.
I'm going to say slam dunk yes.
Yeah.
I think we're getting a release date during that thing. Did you see the lineup of people?
No.
It's, oh man, I'm going to have to look this up. It is Kojima. It is Norman Reedus. It is Woo Kid. And then like one other person that's very important to the project. What do you think?
Yeah, it's definitely time.
Yeah. When do you think we're going to get it? Like, what's the release date?
August.
Troy Baker is the other person.
Bakes.
Yeah, so it's Kojima, Norman Reedus, Troy Baker, and Wood Kid.
Yep.
Wood Kid. Who's that?
I don't know.
I was hoping you could tell me.
No, who's Wood Kid?
I love the idea that they're like, all right, we got Norman Reedus, we got Troy Baker's stars in the video game. We got a fourth slot. Kojima's like, hit up my boy Wood. Hit up my boy Wood Kid.
He's a French music video director.
Okay.
Graphic designer and singer-songwriter.
I'm excited for that. I'm excited for whatever information comes out of that.
He directed Katy Perry's Teenage Dream.
Oh, wow. So he really is just a homie.
Yeah.
Good for Kojima. Matthew Lewis writes in and says, Tim, what's the kicks today? Thought on airships?
Nothing special. Just some busted ass ones. But airships. I don't know what those are.
Oh, we got a $50 super chat coming in from Carl. He says, hey man, heard the next Sims won't feature houses. Apparently no big deal since they apparently aren't actually a focal point. Thoughts?
Shout out to you, Carl, with your horrible gameplay and game showdown.
I love seeing the clips.
Called us dumbasses.
Game over, dumbasses. I love seeing the clips slowly come out of that episode of Game Showdown and just being reminded how every moment of that episode was just pure comedy.
Perfection,
comedy,
man.
They use the airships that Kevin's showing us.
Yeah, I'm into them.
Yeah, I dig them.
All right. Sorry, I was like looking at my shoes, so I forgot what shoes I was wearing. I was hoping I was wearing Nike so I could show off my shoes. I'm just wearing some fucking Adidas. Mr. Hawks writes in and says, hate on my former job that laid me off yesterday.
Dude, fuck that shit.
Fuck them.
You deserve so much better, Mr. Hawks.
Zeke Speak writes in and says, Zeke here, all good, just feeling good and normal about goat jokes.
Dude, is that a Severance thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll get there.
Also, Mr. Hawks, like, look, that sucks. I'm sorry that happened to you, but you do get to hang out all day with us tomorrow while we play Pokemon. Pretty exciting for you.
Very exciting. Snugs writes in and says, go get your cards blessed and teach Tim magic. Tim, you're going to learn, right?
Oh, yeah, dude. Final Fantasy's time.
Are you going to learn before Final Fantasy, or like is this going to be a thing where you buy the cards and just sit on them for a while?
Well, I probably want to learn with
the Final Fantasy. Okay.
Yeah.
I've been talking to Mike about this a lot of like how we go about this
Mm-hmm.
because there is a groundswell in the office of people who do want to get into Magic.
Interest.
There's an interest, right? It is you. Obviously, Greg was already interested, but I think we got to like reel him back in.
Yeah.
Roger's interested. Nick, very interested.
Nick is a tough one. You know what I mean? Because Nick, anytime you talk to him, he'll flip. He's either
But, like,
interested or he's just gonna hate on us. You know what
But
I mean?
he seems like he's in.
I think we can get
Every
it.
single time
We'll
me
still
and
talk
Mike
shit.
have been playing Magic out there, there's like a look in Nick's eyes of, man, I want to be
Plus, do
doing
you
what
want
they're
to know
doing.
the secret?
What's that?
It's because you're into it, and he wants to impress you
He
so
thinks you're
badly.
so cool.
Were you there? Did you hear the story of how Nick asked me to lunch like a year ago? And I didn't catch that he was asking me to lunch. And so I was like, oh, no, I'm busy. I'm good.
That's why he wants to impress you. He thinks you're too cool for
I
him.
felt so.
and you
Then he
know
he went to lunch by himself. I felt so bad because Roger looked at me afterwards. Roger's like, Nick told us this morning that he wanted to go to lunch with you.
I think I might have been there.
And he totally just blew him off. But I didn't put it together. This comes back to the thing of why I'm single in 2025, right?
If you went to lunch with Nick that one time, everything would have changed. You'd be married by now.
Exactly. No, but it's the thing where I don't pick up on signs. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, but that's not a sign. That's someone asking
direct
you out,
question.
and you said no.
Exactly. Okay, I don't pick up on anything. like you could be flirting with me. You could be asking me out directly. I won't pick up on it. You gotta like make it so clear, dude.
Yeah.
You gotta make it
Again,
so clear.
I don't think you can be any clearer than, hey, I would love to go and hang out with you for lunch.
But it was.
Do you want to?
It wasn't like that though. Because if he'd said it like that, I'd be like, oh yeah, let's
pretty
fucking go.
sure it was very close to that.
It was something like
I think I was there.
it was something like, oh, you got some lunch plans.
It's so funny just because of like schedules and just like kind of like I don't even know like what to call it, but I've only been to lunch with you twice ever.
Yeah.
We got
That's
sushi
probably
one
ends up.
time and we
We
got
went-
Creator Burger.
We had McDonald's one time.
You're right, 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess 4 times. We went to Jack in the Box.
We did
Well,
go
as
to
a
Jack in the
group.
Box. Yeah. I mean, listen, y'all are all allowed to ask me to lunch. Just gotta make it clear. You just gotta make it clear. Otherwise, I might accidentally turn you down and not realize. All right, we got a lot more super chats, but we're gonna pause there for a second so I can tell you about patreon.com/kindafunny and youtube.com/kindafunnygames, where you can go and get the Kinda Funny membership, which allows you to get shows ad free. Speaking of ads, let us tell you about our sponsors.
This episode is brought to you by Monster Hunter Now. Whether I'm taking Ben to the playground, soccer practice, or on a hike with Jen, I'm wandering the outdoors more than ever. That's where Monster Hunter Now comes in. It's an authentic Monster Hunter experience on your mobile that lets you find and hunt monsters in the real world using your phone, whether you're out on a walk, commuting, or just need a quick hunting break between your console sessions. And right now, there's no better time to jump in because Monster Hunter Now is running an epic collaboration event with Monster Hunter Wilds, packed with surprises that any Monster Hunter fan won't want to miss. Let's talk about the good stuff. For the first time, a monster from Monster Hunter Wilds has made its way into Monster Hunter Now. Players can also experience the thrill of riding a Sacred from Monster Hunter Wilds with the new layered equipment and so much more. This won't be available once the event ends, so don't miss your chance to get it while you can, and don't you worry about me and that Sacred look. I already unlocked it. But that's not all. By completing event quests, you'll unlock a special gift code that can be redeemed in Monster Hunter Wilds. These rewards will give you an early head start, making sure you're geared up and ready to take on the next big adventure. So if you haven't already, now's the perfect time to download Monster Hunter Now. It's free to play, and trust me, once you start hunting monsters in the real world, you'll be hooked. Go to kindafunny.com/MH now, jump into the event before it's gone, and I'll see you out there. Remember, that's kindafunny.com/MH now. Happy hunting.
And we're back with story number 3. Analysts think Take-Two will sell Grand Theft Auto 6 at an unprecedented $100 price point. This is Tom Ivan at VGC. Take-Two could be planning to sell Grand Theft Auto 6 at an unprecedented price point of $100 or more per copy. That's according to Michael Pachter, the managing director of equity research at Wedbush Securities.
Pack attack.
The analyst discussed Rockstar owner Take-Two's plans for the blockbuster release in a research note distributed this week. Quote, "We think the company has plans to sell the game at a previously unheard of price point, and suspect that management can offer consumers an incentive to pay $100 or more per unit by rewarding them with a large amount of in-game currency to be spent in GTA Online," he wrote. Quote, There is precedent for integrating an online game experience with a premium game, as Activision did so with both Call of Duty Warzone and Call of Duty Mobile content prior to the release of its annual Call of Duty Premium installment, Pachter continued. Quote, in Activision's case, the integration led to a 40% increase in sales of Call of Duty Premium. In Take-Two's case, we think a successful integration of GTA Online and GTA 6 can lead to a $100 price point for the premium game, end quote. It's not the first time that a $100 price point for Rockstar's upcoming game has been mooted. It's previously been suggested that other developers and publishers are hoping GTA 6 will be priced between $80 and $100, in a move which would allow more companies to raise their software prices too. In August 2020, Take-Two's NBA 2K21 was announced as the first current-gen game to be priced at $70, and other publishers quickly followed suit. Tim, streets are talking once again.
Once again, the same old conversation. And I feel the more the conversation happens, the more likely it is that this is going to be true.
What's your over-under?
At this point, I'm convinced it's going to be $100.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. What about you?
I mean, it's going to be more than $70. $100...
$99. 99 US dollars.
$99.99. I'm sitting at $80 right now.
Yeah.
But I think I do feel confident in that it's going to be very, very much over $70. It's that thing where I'm like, how much can you jump the price point from what the standard is?
Here's the thing.
I feel like 60 to 70 was already such a push.
Yeah.
Right? That was such a struggle to get us there, and they got there because they're going to get us there.
I mean, it's a sheer numbers game, and I feel like at the end of the day, no matter what way you shake it, charging $100 is going to make them more money. The people that won't buy it because of that price will be made up, I think, many times over by the additional $30 a person that will.
Do you think that can become standard? Like if GTA 6 comes out as 100? Because I think GTA 6 is the only example where you can do that.
I don't think only. I do think others will. I don't think that everyone will have that same level of success. And I think that at a certain point, it will be detrimental to the profits of the companies. And at that point, they can't do it.
I mean, what other game do you think?
I mean, NBA, I wouldn't be surprised if they did it.
No, I don't think NBA is making that. I don't think.
I'm not saying that they should.
Yeah.
I'm saying that.
But I don't think it would be financially beneficial for them to do $100. I think you miss out on a lot of sales. I think a lot of people are like, well, fuck that. I'm just going to play 2K23.
Yeah.
I'm just going to play I'm not going to pay. I think $100 in the current economy is enough to make people go, oh no, I'm just not going to buy that. GTA 6, I think, is the one example where most people would bite the bullet. And like, yeah, to your point, to the amount of people that don't, like all the other people are going to make up for that with that $30 extra to make it on per copy.
Again, I don't necessarily think that NBA 2K would be a good decision, but I can see them making the decision and then backing off later.
Yeah.
But
I agree with you.
I think it could happen though. But yeah, $100 is definitely a lot of money. But I also think that video games have a lot of value and they can present themselves as that not being crazy. And I think that it's going to be pretty simple for that to get standardized, that people are willing to pay $100 for games. I'm not saying I like it, and I'm not saying that like it's something that I think should happen, or definitely not something I want to happen. But yeah, I feel like it's very likely that GTA 6 will be $100. But if it's not, then hey, cool. But probably will be.
Story number 4. New PS5 rental programs emerge in some regions, and it's already super popular in Japan. This is Eddie at GameSpot. Sony is now allowing users in the UK and Japan to rent PS5, PSVR 2, and PS Portal devices. In the UK, Sony has partnered with leasing company Raylo for this, with plans covering 12, 24, and 36-month terms. Plans start at £11 per month for the PS5 digital slim model with a 36-month lease, and scale up from there for shorter lease durations. Leasing a PS5 Pro, meanwhile, starts at $19 a month for 36 months, scaling up to £27 a month for a 12-month release. Sony also offers monthly rolling leases that allow players to cancel anytime, but these are considerably more expensive, £36 a month for the PS5 Pro. This doesn't appear to be a rent-to-own program. The leasing website states that, quote, your lease ends when you return your device after your chosen lease term, end quote. People can also rent the PSVR 2 starting at £18.50 a month for a 36-month lease, the PlayStation Portal for $6.50 a month or over 36 months, and a DualSense Edge controller for $7.50 a month over 36 months. Raylo offers fair wear and tear policy that states users can return a device with obvious signs of use, including deep scratches, small dents, and discoloration. However, cracks, significant cosmetic damage, and functional faults are outside of the policy and could result in charges. If you're interested in leasing a PlayStation device with Raylo, you can visit the leasing website to learn more and place an order. A similar leasing program is available in Japan. It is proving to be very popular there, apparently with Automaton reporting that rental allocation has already reached capacity. As of yet, however, there is no word on if the rental program will come to the U.S.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
My gut would say that this is a whatever idea. Kev, the chat is paused again. But them saying like, hey, people are actually doing this and it seems to be something that there's an audience for, like, cool, good. I remember I rented a PS2 when it first came out because I couldn't afford one, and Blockbuster allowed you can rent the console and a game for like $5 or something. It was like super cheap. And that's how I beat Onimusha 1 for the first time over a weekend. It was great. But yeah, like, this is definitely not something that I'm interested in. And I think it's a little weird, but hey, good for you. If this is the best way for you to play games, and maybe this will be how they like use other PSVR 2 units.
I mean, honestly, yeah. I mean, I think this could be pretty popular if you take it worldwide, or at least if you take it to countries that are able to support this kind of thing. This I think feeds back into the previous story of $100 GTA 6, right? And how could that be the standard for other games going forward? Could that not? I think the reality of the situation that we're in right now is that our hobbies are getting more and more expensive, especially video games as a hobby. Video games are getting more and more expensive, and you need to do something to offset that cost, or at least give people the options, like lower cost options to get in the door. Otherwise, you're going to cut people out. And like, that is what it is, right? But if you have the ability to speak to people that would otherwise get cut out, why not? And I think allowing them to rent consoles, or like things like cloud gaming, as we've talked about a million times, as far as how that lets you get in at a lower cost. You don't even have to buy a console if you want to play some of these Xbox games, right? I think things like that are vital for where video games are going, what video games have become, right? Like, yeah, I think this makes a lot of sense for the next 5 years, 10 years, however long, like, gaming's in this place, maybe just the future, right? Of how much video games are going to be to buy and how much they cost to make. Hey, this is an option for people who might not be able to afford to buy an Xbox or buy a Switch or buy whatever, right? Tariffs also coming through, going to make things more expensive. So I think this might end up being pretty vital. Yeah,
and especially if it's Sony supported, right? Like, this is coming from them themselves. Like, that's really, really cool.
Tim, this could be big.
Could be.
Especially if it's the US. Could be big. But if I wanted something smaller, say the tiniest news I needed to know about, where would I go?
You go to our last news story, the Wii News channel, where we cover all the small news items that you need to know about.
Story number 5, it is the Wii News. From VGC, popular social networking platform Discord is reportedly in early talks to go public. According to reports, the decision to go public follows the election of Donald Trump, leading a market that is more friendly to tech giants looking to make these types of moves. Quote, "We understand there is a lot of interest around Discord's future plans, but we do not comment on rumors or speculation," the company said in a statement shared with the Financial Times. From Gamatsu, side-scrolling adventure Aeterna Lucius, the sequel to Aeterna Noctis, will launch for PS5, Xbox Series, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC via Steam in September, developer Aeternum Game Studios announced. And then finally, from VGC, players signed up to the Xbox Insider program are reporting issues with the latest system update. Participants signed up to the Alpha and Alpha Skip Ahead tiers of the Xbox Insider program, which lets them download system updates before anyone else to help with testing and troubleshooting or having their profiles removed. So if you're one of those people that are in the Alpha and Alpha Skip Ahead tiers, PSA, be careful out there. Don't get your system wiped. And that is it for Wii News. We're back in Super Chats. We got a lot of time here, so hit us with your Super Chats. Of course, we already got quite a few in here that we're going to talk about. Kebab says top 5 controllers, go.
Top 5 controllers. DualSense Edge.
You're number 1.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
By far.
I mean, yeah.
I love it, man.
It's the thing. It's so,
I'm a D-pad boy till I die.
Before that, after that, DualShock 2? Is DualShock 2 the best DualShock controller that came out? Because, like, 6-axis sucked.
Yeah,
but there's DualShock 3.
It was the PS4 controller.
DualShock 4, and yeah, there was DualShock 3. The PS3 generation controller sucked.
Oh yeah, it was bad. That was bad. I really like the Xbox Series X controller. It's the weird thing though of my brain being trained over the course of my entire life to not be into the offset sticks. So that's the one thing that troubles me. Outside of that though, like it is so ergonomically perfect. The Xbox Series X controller.
I think we're just in a great place with controllers.
Yeah.
Like I think pretty much across the board, like they're very, very good. Like I think that this generation's controllers for the big three are all the best versions of PlayStation's controllers, Nintendo's controllers, and Xbox.
I'm excited to see what Switch 2 does with Pro. Because I do see like a lot of room for improvement with like the Pro controller on the Switch side, even though I do think it is what we had or what we got in 2017 with the Switch launch way better than anything we had before as far as Nintendo controllers.
Yeah.
Maybe discounting like the GameCube because the GameCube controller is so fucking good.
Yeah. But it's particular.
Yeah, it is particular. I hope that Switch 2 controller even pushes that further as far as like I want this shit to feel even more like a piece of technology that I'm holding as opposed to just like a little toy.
The Pro controller?
Yeah. It still feels toyish to me.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, dude, it having the HD rumble and stuff, like, I feel like the Pro controller doesn't get enough love.
Really?
The Switch Pro controller. The Wii U Pro controller, that was a glossy disaster.
Yeah. I think the Switch Pro controller is tough when I'm also holding Xbox controllers and PlayStation controllers at the same time, where I'm like going back and forth. And when I pick up the Switch controller, something about it just doesn't feel as up to snuff as those other ones.
Interesting.
I like it. Like, I'm not complaining about it, but I do think that there is improvement there to be made.
Yeah. And I really love the Elite Series 2 as well for Xbox. I like heavy controllers.
I agree with that.
6-axis was like my least favorite because it was so light.
It's too late.
Too light, man.
Let's see here. I mean, Corey Pichu is this with a super chat, but doesn't say anything. So thank you, Corey Pichu.
Thank you, Corey.
Ariel Knight writes in, shout out the homie, and says, "What's a low budget indie you're looking forward to?"
That's a great question. I am blanking on the name, but it's a very cool 3D platformer where you're a bear, but you look 2D in a 3D world.
If Roger's watching, he has to run in and tell us the name because I've seen it. I've seen him like bring up the trailer on his computer.
Ozzy in the forest or something like that.
Something like that.
You know what I mean? Woolly Will in the woods.
You're knocking on the door. I know exactly. I'm waiting for chat. Ruffy in the Riverside.
That's what it is.
Ruffy in the Riverside.
God, I was so close.
Yeah. No, you Foxy Woxy or whatever you said. Yeah, you were close.
Ruffy by the Riverside. Yeah, it looks so freaking cool.
So low budget. I'm looking.
Esteban says Tim's just naming Snowbike Mike's friends.
I'm looking forward to Wander Stop. I don't know, like if you would constitute that as low budget indie, but like it's not a AAA game. So I'll use that as my answer, right? Wander Stop is the new game coming from folks behind. Oh, this is Ruffy in the Riverside, by the way. If you're a video watcher, it looks really cool.
Very cool.
I believe the Stanley Parable are the ones that are doing the Wander Stop game. That looks like it's a cozy game, but I gotta assume that it's a front for something behind, like beneath the surface. And so I'm very excited to see, like, okay, what is that? Where are you going here narratively?
Cool. Fur Squadron is another one.
Oh,
Star Fox like looks very cool.
Man, I'm not logged into Steam on this computer that I'm on. Otherwise, I'll look at my wish list because my Steam wish list, I'm sure, has
exactly. Zachary Perez says, "Where the fuck's Skate Story?" That's a great question.
Oh yeah,
I've played Skate Story. I never talked about it on the show.
Does it play as cool as it looks?
It's cool. It didn't grab me the way that I was hoping it was going to.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still very excited for the full release. But yeah, the preview I did, I was like, oh shit, like this. It plays as cool as it looks.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I feel like it lives up to its aesthetic. So
how much does it play like Skate?
It's way more similar to Skate than Tony Hawk.
Okay,
like it's
that's
way
what
more
I assume,
simmy than it is arcadey. I love how dark it is. Like the story's pretty fucked up, and like there's a lot of demons and shit. And like when you bail, it like yells at you with like red text.
Fuck with that.
God, it looks cool.
There's this game called Agent 64: Spies Never Die. I played the demo of it a few years ago for one of those Steam Next Fests. It is basically a GoldenEye style game, but like if somebody made GoldenEye today, but like they try to harken back to those graphics.
Can you pull that up, Kev? I want to see this.
Yeah, Kevin, it's called Agent 64.
I'm already on it.
Yeah, Spies Never Die. I feel like I've been waiting for it forever though. Like this is one of those ones where I'm like, I hope it comes out because I played the demo and it plays just like GoldenEye, but it's like, think if you remade GoldenEye today with the same graphics, but like kind of up-resed it a bit. Modern controls, yeah.
Oh man, this looks cool.
I know, yeah. I'm looking through.
GoldenEye had reversed, right? Inverted, or can you switch them?
Yeah, it was inverted, but you could switch it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was
Kev, the chat's paused again.
God, I know. I'm trying to figure out why it keeps doing that.
Damn, I'm scrolling down on my wish list. Man, a lot of these games already came out. Damn, I had Eternal Strands on my wish list like forever ago. This game Sleight of Hand, which I believe is like that immersive sim, kind of like deck building game. It's like Dishonored if your abilities were cards. We talked about it a few months ago on the show. But yeah, that's another one that I'm looking forward to. Let's keep going with Super Chats. Arturatron writes in and says, Tim, what is your hottest snowbike mic take?
He's the only man that I've ever seen that looks better with a goatee than not.
No.
Interesting.
He looks better with a mustache.
I mean, I'm not saying, I'm not judging his mustache. I'm just saying, like, he looks good with a goatee, and no one else does, in my opinion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even my brother-in-law?
Tim's making a face. This might be a very hot take. There have been days where Mike has come in where his like hair is kind of like down, like it looks wet or something. I like how it looks when it's like that.
Don't. He keeps trying to make that a look.
I like the look.
It doesn't work. It doesn't
I
work.
That's my
don't
hot
know
take.
what you're talking about.
It's like he connects it to his like when he's down phase. Like we want to stay away from that.
Like what is that? Is like that means he's depressed?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
There's no volume in the hair.
Oh,
No.
In that way, he's like a Super Saiyan. If his hair is golden and up, everything's good.
golden and up.
He's like the opposite of a Super Saiyan, where like when his hair changes, it's like, oh no, we got to pick you up, buddy. We got to do something about that. I like how it looks aesthetically, but I don't like that he's depressed, and so we'll do something about that. I don't know, Samson L writes in and says, low-key kind of bummed Pokemon ZA comes out late 2025. Was hoping for summer, so when I go to Japan in October, I'll be part of the hype. Oh well.
Yeah. I'm pretty surprised it's coming out as late as it is, but I think that's a good thing overall for the game and for Pokemon games in general. Like, space them out, take your time.
That's the thing is, I think we get such we get Pokemon games in such a rapid pace that I get happy when it's like, okay, we got to wait for the next one a little bit. Let me hunger for Pokemon.
I still haven't beat the second round of DLC for Scarlet and Violet.
I forgot that came out. Gee, that came out like a year ago, didn't it?
Think over that.
Man.
Yeah.
And I never touched the DLC.
Yeah, I'm like halfway through. It's just like, then I think that was like right around wedding planning and everything. And then I just haven't, at some point I'll get back to it, but there's so many new games coming out that it's like, ugh.
I've been talking a big game about wanting to get into Xenoblade Chronicles X when that comes out. And I'm sad because I have a trip. I'm like going on a trip today, flying to Seattle. And like this whole time I'm like, man, it'd be sick if like the release date was just 2 weeks earlier. I forget when this game comes out, but it's soon. It's very soon. And I was like, man, if only I had this game for this trip, because I feel like that would be the perfect one to start on a plane flight.
Yeah.
So
I tried getting you a code. Nintendo looked at me and went like this.
They're like, you guys don't play Xenoblade. We're gonna give this to the real reviewers.
Which is fair.
Very fair, honestly. But I played Live Alive that one time. Nobody expected it. I played the fuck out of Live Alive, and I liked it. Jupiter writes in and says, did either of you check out Sonic Unleashed on PC?
I haven't played it, but I've been watching a lot. I was watching Gamescast stream it, and I watched a couple videos on it. Very freaking cool. I love that we are in an era, allegedly, I don't know the legalities of all of this, but I love all of the games being recompiled on PC. Like we were talking recently about all the N64 ones, and like the PC ports happening there. And then apparently, like in the last week, like there was a big breakthrough with Xbox 360 games. In addition to the Sonic Unleashed thing. So like it sounds like, if chat, correct me if I'm wrong about this, but it sounds like people now have the ability to take any Xbox 360 game and make a PC port of it.
Oh, that's sick.
If they put in the work. So I think we're getting a lot more projects like this that are very, very cool.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I've not seen gameplay. I didn't even realize it was out. It was just Roger that told me about it. He was like, yo, you gotta check out this Sonic Unleashed thing. Yeah. I'm like, when I get time, I'll check it out.
I loved Sonic Unleashed, man.
Wait,
like,
but how
very flawed game.
How crazy is it that led to what you're talking about? Because I think it was them trying to port that led to like the technology of like any Xbox game can be, as long as you have the disc or a disc ROM, you can port it to PC.
Are you talking about the Sonic thing led to that?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, that would make sense. Timing wise, it's very coincidental. So
I saw a video yesterday being like, this just happened because this game.
Very cool.
Maybe that video is wrong, but like that's crazy if it is.
I mean, we gotta talk about just the influence of Sonic, though.
I know, man.
I feel like Sonic, if you
Last
trace
ahead of
back,
the
like
game.
I feel like technology is pushed when Sonic is in the mix.
Blast processing.
You know, blast processing. Hey, you know, we want to play Sonic Unleashed, the 360 version on PC. Guess what? Boom. We just broke open a new fucking innovation.
You're welcome, everybody.
You're welcome.
They did it for you.
Danny T writes in and says, CW got bought out and now they got a Jesus show. You hear about this Jesus show?
No.
Is it like Riverdale, but Jesus is the main character?
Just to be clear, have you heard about this Jesus
No,
show?
I didn't know there was a Jesus show.
I can see you being very, very into it if it is that.
I mean, if it was Jesus, but like Riverdale style, yes, I would watch the fuck.
Yes.
I would watch the hell out of that. Yeah, but I imagine it's probably way more true to the
lore.
The lore, yeah, the Jesus lore.
Yeah, I don't know.
CW Jesus show.
I mean, Arturatron says CW always had Jesus shows, so I don't know.
Interesting. I was more a UPN guy.
Yup.
What was on UPN?
UPN was CW before CW.
Oh,
and it was just all the black sitcoms and
that's what I thought.
shows.
Yeah, like Fresh Prince and shit.
Yeah, well, like more
like Martin.
My Wife and Kids.
Okay,
It's
You know
called
what I
The
mean?
Chosen.
Yeah. Was
pretty much anything Kyla Pratt was in. You know what I mean? Shout out to
okay.
Kyla
You know
Pratt.
what? Yes, I understand what you're talking about now. Well, I wonder, was UPN something different in like I guess the West Coast versus Midwest?
Maybe because at some point there was UPN and there was WB.
Because WB, I know
and they
WB
merged to become the CW.
Gotcha. Yes.
2006.
1-on-1. Thank you, Alex G.
I don't know if I had this channel, but I remember I feel like I've watched clips with
Moesha.
Oh man, shout out Moesha.
DJs, dude.
Shout out Moesha, man.
That was my afternoon every day.
Sorry, Kevin, were you gonna say something?
No, yeah, I just don't. I don't know if this was in the whole country or just a West Coast thing. I don't know how channels work. If I'm being honest.
There was a show called Dance 360 that Kel Mitchell was on, and
No
it was
way.
like it was a live show. And it was, Dance 360, and they just had people dance every day, man. 3:30.
I must not have had this in like whatever cable package we had, because I would have been on that shit. I would have been
free.
watching
It wasn't
that.
cable. It was like
I mean, I had DirecTV at a certain point in my life.
yeah.
And so I was,
Fancy.
I mean, it was. let me tell you, that was like later on, where like it was like too late for me.
Is this when it was like you get a little box and the box had like a card that you stuck into it?
For DirecTV?
Yeah.
I mean, we definitely got boxes and shit. I don't know if they had a card.
At one point, they had DirecTV, and it would come with like a little fucking card that you put there that gave you access to more stuff.
Man, I just remember having like it went from the channels going from like channel 55 is Cartoon Network, channel 56 is Nickelodeon, right? To like when I got DirecTV, the channels were in the thousands.
Yeah.
And that shit blew my mind, dude.
Oh,
blew
man.
my mind.
Was it also HD?
Yeah, but we didn't have any HD TVs. That's the thing is my parents were weird about how they spent money. Because they're like, oh, we're gonna get DirecTV, but I didn't have an HD TV until maybe 2014, dude.
Wow.
It was late before I got an HD TV. JB Bonificio writes in, oh, this is 10:55 already. What was your favorite DC CW show, and why was it The Legends of Tomorrow? One of my biggest regrets is that I never allowed myself to get into The Legends of Tomorrow. I watched like the first 5 episodes.
I never allowed myself to get into. Bless, I love you.
I watched the first 5 episodes and I was like, this shit's whack. And then I'll talk to people and they're like, oh, you should watch episode 6.
Dude, I was right there with you. I think I watched the first 5 episodes, and it was one of those things when episode 5 started, I was like, no, that has not been just 5 episodes.
Yeah.
I've seen a goddamn whole season of this show, and I turned it off, never came back.
I never watched any of them. I missed out on the whole.
Oh, dude.
They're all trash.
No, man. Arrow season 2, episode 18. Oh, shit.
That's when shit starts getting good.
The Arrow season 5 finale on Lian Yu. Oh, man. The Flash episode where it was all in like the Flash time where like there was a bomb that goes off and like the whole episode is him like running around and like it's like all within the span of 1 second of
That's
him
kinda
trying to
cool.
figure out how to
That's
defuse
really
this
cool.
bomb. Fucking good shit, man. Now, you have to sit through a lot of garbage.
Oh, yeah.
It's like 95% garbage, these shows, but that 5% makes it worth it.
Dude,
So
this
good.
It's a
is
diamond in the rough.
when one season was like 22 fucking episodes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
And all
dude.
of it. All
Give
of
me
it was
all of the
filler.
That was devotion. Like I devoted myself to that TV, man.
Man.
I watched like 3 seasons of The Flash. What did I do with my life?
Dude, I watched like how many seasons of the Arrow were there? Because I must have watched.
I think there was 6.
I think
right?
I watched all of them. There might have been 7, dude. At one point, they're introducing heroes where I was like, "There's no way these are from the comic books. You guys are just introducing
You're just
people."
making shit up.
Condiment Man.
Who like chat? Look up Echo Kellum. Who did Echo Kellum play? 8 seasons. Jesus, god dang.
Oh, wow.
Look up Echo Kellum and tell me the hero he played. Because whoever he was, no way that was a character outside of that show. Mr. Terrific. Have you heard of Mr. Terrific?
I haven't.
Oh, he's about to be in the movie.
Oh wait, yeah. He's about to be a Superman.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just got really excited for Superman. No way.
Yeah, dude. Have you not seen that?
No.
Hold on. I'm pulling up.
Look up. Yeah, bring up Mr. Terrific.
I got so excited.
Wait, hold on. But this is what he's gonna look like in the Superman movie.
Oh, that is him. I didn't put 2 and 2 together. Yeah. No. Yeah, that makes sense. Fuck. Are they gonna put the Atom in the Superman movie too?
The Atom?
Adam?
I don't think so. Well, at least I haven't said yet.
Because that was like the dude who the former Superman guy, like the dude who played Superman before Mark Cavill, or not Mark Cavill.
Henry Cavill?
Henry Cavill. Yeah, thank you.
Brandon Routh?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was in the CW shows.
Oh.
The one. Did it
as
look
the
good?
Atom.
Did it look good? I can't remember.
Jesus Christ. Wait, what'd you say?
Nothing. I couldn't remember if it looked good because he was in that show we were just making fun of, right? You and I.
Yeah. Oh, he was in all of them. He was in Arrow. He was in he was in everything. And let me tell you.
Poor Brandon Ralph. It did not work out the way he thought being Superman would be.
Okay, I'm gonna search for the final super chat here. We got time for one more. I'm looking for some good shit.
Fuck you. Let's go through all of them.
We're going through all of them?
Lightning round, yeah.
All right, well, I got to scroll back up because my page crashed because it does that for some reason with super chats. Unless do you have one that's like
Change Comics says thoughts on the latest episode of Invincible. Absolutely wild. Invincible and Severance are the 2 shows that I'm behind on. Are you caught up?
I don't know if I'm caught up on Invincible. I'm at least on like the second to last episode.
Okay.
I will say every episode for me has hit so far. I've been loving Invincible.
Rival Knight says just started Final Fantasy 16. Underrated, honestly. God, I love Final Fantasy 16.
Final Fantasy 16 is so good.
So damn good. They just put out Distant World 7, which is the Final Fantasy like orchestra albums they put out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the first one to feature 16 music. Good lord, dude. Find the flame with the live orchestra. Nothing like
I need to
it.
revisit that.
Nothing.
I need to listen to the soundtrack at least.
Tyler Pate says in each of us there's 2 wolves, a Mojo and a Jojo.
I tried to wipe that from my brain. The fact that we watched that Powerpuff Girls trailer.
You think they were gonna pull some shit where like they brought back the dad to life with his brain and he like they put him in a monkey or something?
You nailed it. You nailed it. Like, yeah, that's exactly what they were gonna do.
Also, was that little girl supposed to be her? The villain? Is that not the name of the villain?
No, you're thinking of him.
Him, yeah.
Who is wildly different.
I'm aware. Mojo Jojo was a monkey, and now he's 2 kids.
That's okay. That's fair. That's fair. Tim, can I tell you? This is unrelated from anything, but I just realized that I have you on a KFGD, and so this actually loops back around. Remember, like a month or so ago, when there was a super chat that was like, Tim and Bless should listen to Maury Calliope,
yes,
this VTuber rapper, and I didn't give the update of me listening to him or listening to Maury Calliope, listen to her, I think, later that day at the gym and like texting you the link of like, Tim, you got to listen to this.
And I did. And I enjoyed it way more than I expected to.
And that's the thing is like, here's the thing, right? I listened to the song End of a Life and was immediately offended. I was like, how dare the super chat suggest that I listen to this fucking shit? This shit, like, I can't believe you think I listen to good rap music, y'all. I listen to fucking Nas and Jay-Z and Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole and fucking like I'm talking about the popular ones. Yeah. I've not even gotten to the underground artists that I listen to. All right, and you're recommending to me Maury Calliope. That being said, I'm still listening to that End of a Life song. It's been a month.
Yes,
that song has been on repeat. It's so bad, but it's so good.
Number 1 on Spotify. Wrapped at the end of the year.
So bad, but so good. And Tim, a few days ago. You know how on like usually Friday, right? Like, you know, Spotify will hit you with the new releases or whatever. There's a new song that came out from Maury Calliope. It was Maury Calliope and Lotus Juice. Lotus Juice is the person who did like a lot of the soundtrack for Persona 3.
Oh shit.
And I was like, well, I gotta listen to this. Went immediately on my playlist. I've been listening to it nonstop.
There you go.
I hate that y'all did this to me. I do not want to be this guy that's out here listening to this VTuber.
You're
but
this guy.
Oof, man.
I love it.
All right, what else we got for super chats in here? Yang Fam writes in and says, speaking of CW, the boys are getting a Supernatural reunion. Good for you.
Right.
Did you know anybody that was into Supernatural?
No.
They keep to themselves.
Let me tell you, they don't. Because I knew some people that were into Supernatural, and it was like, I don't know how to describe it. Where it is almost like a brand of person.
It is.
It is like Supernatural. Maybe I think maybe it's there's the Venn diagram with Doctor Who. You know what I mean? Like,
don't.
It's like a fandom.
It's a fan. Like, yeah, they're at every convention ever.
Super Wholock. Yes. Super Wholock. So it's Supernatural, Doctor Who, and Sherlock. There's a big Venn diagram.
What the fuck, the amount of Super Wholocks in the chat is crazy.
Yes.
That's the thing, I guess.
Because like a year ago, I went on an online date with somebody who was part of the Super Wholock thing, and she told me about it, and I was like, this makes so much sense. Because like I feel like the same people who I meet who are super into Supernatural, kind of similar to the people I meet who are super into Doctor Who.
No.
Who also are very similar to the people.
You're a hooligan.
Hooligan,
right? They call him.
Probably, yeah. I didn't learn about that part. But I like Sherlock, but that doesn't mean I like Doctor Who. But there is a Venn diagram.
I think that's counterintuitive to what you just said. That you like Sherlock, but you don't like Supernatural.
But I do think that if I watch Supernatural, I'd probably get real. I liked every other CW show.
Everyone that I know that likes Supernatural only likes it to a certain point. Like, oh yeah, you just watched the 5th season and you don't watch any more after that. And it's like, but didn't you? It's like, oh yeah, I watched all 15 seasons.
Listen.
Have you ever watched the Sherlock Holmes movie with Robert Downey Jr.?
So good. God, it's
I watched both of them, yeah.
Incredible.
It's crazy.
Wild.
What a good movie.
And that was like, were those post Iron Man? Those were like around that time.
I think it was 2008.
And I remember being like, oh, this Robert Downey Jr. is the GOAT. Like watching both those movies back to back. Dude. Oh man, when he would like slow down time and narrate how he's going to break down his enemy.
I feel like the ending of the second one, getting rid of that what's her face, spoilers obviously.
I still never saw 2.
Oh shit! Never mind. Disregard.
I've been saving it for eventually because they announced the 3rd one.
Oh dude, if you ever do
years ago,
if we ever want to do Sherlock Holmes in review, put me on that thing
eventually.
Let's see here. Flying Penguin says, Death Stranding 2 Shadow dropped on Sunday. Pizza bet? You're crazy. No, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, no.
Change Comics writes in and says, thoughts on the latest episode.
We already did that one.
Oh, thank you.
I skipped it. So we Zeke speak here.
Zeke Speak writes in and says, sleepover question for Bless. Top 3 actors / comedian featured on Dropout you'd ask out to lunch. Wink. Okay. Well, Iffy. Iffy's the homie. I would love to take Iffy out to lunch. Is her name Rekha Shankar?
Yes.
Yes. She's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
She seems like a cool ass person. And so yeah, her and then Brendan Mulligan.
Oh my god.
Like just to pick a brain of a genius.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
up.
Those would be my 3. Winefish writes in and says, you both get to nickname a Mon and Nicklocke too. What Mon and name you got? And what's the KFBF got to do to get y'all active on Letterboxd and backlogged /GG? I'll tell you right now, I'm already on Letterboxd. Look up Blessing Jr. I'm there. And I'm on backlogged, but I don't really update it. So there you go.
God, man, I'm so torn about this Nicklocke situation because Cyndaquil is like Caterpie is my favorite Pokemon, but Cyndaquil is probably number 2. I love my little Cyndaquil guy.
Yeah,
he's amazing. But I feel like Nick has to choose Totodile, and he has to name him Timidile. He just has to.
That's perfect.
We already did that, though. You know what I mean? Like, when we lost Tim, we lost so much.
Yeah.
And I don't know that we can do that again.
Yeah.
Also, starting with a water, is that the right choice to do?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah. The wrong choice is Chikorita.
I'll say Miltank. And wait, what face are you making right now?
I mean,
what?
You're the one. Why are you laughing as you're saying it?
I'm just saying. I'm like, I like Miltank as a Pokemon. You know, what's a good nickname?
Why?
It's
Why
powerful.
does this feel sexual? Bless?
No, it's a powerful Pokemon. It's a rollout.
Yeah.
It's a powerful move.
Oh man, Nick is going to.
And you know what? I'm not even going to give Miltank a name. I'm going to let Nick choose because I feel like Nick is going to find something perfect for Miltank.
I hate this image, bro.
I think Nick is going to find something perfect.
I hate those fucking udders, man.
Why do they like
I hate that his nipples look like wieners.
Oh, 4 of them. Dave writes in and says if they include
man.
in-game currency to get $100, is that not just a deluxe edition like other games? Yeah, I mean that was one of the things that I one of the thoughts that came to mind as I was reading through the GTA news story, right? Of like the way the news story was talking about it, I was like, you're just talking about a deluxe edition.
Yeah.
Which like I 1,000% that's gonna happen, right? I mean that's standard.
That's not even a question.
Yeah.
But I think that like the lowest SKU is going to be 100.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Um.
Tim, why would you make this happen?
It's I'm just feeling real mean today.
Jordan Wright writes in and says, please convince me to not spend $500 on an office/gaming chair for a desk that I don't even have yet. But who needs a desk when it comes with a laptop table and a footrest and lumbar support?
Okay, you need to send us photos of this magical chair.
Hey, real talk, man. Like a chair is the most important part of the desk.
Yeah.
Period. Like I think chair is the thing that you should invest in.
$500?
Yeah.
Do it.
Do it.
Tim said it. He has spoken. Golden Spider writes in and says, if GTA 6 is $100 because of including GTA Online credits, then F that. I hate GTA Online and will never play it. Give me the regular basic version for $70.
Damn,
Hey, man.
They already got you, though.
Hey, man.
My heart goes out to you. Because you're not going to get what you want. No. But my heart goes out to you. Because I feel you. Like, not everybody's into GTA Online. In fact, there's like probably a large portion of the audience that's just like, yo, I want to play a GTA campaign. I'm sure Tim is probably one of those people that just wants to play a GTA game, probably doesn't give a fuck about online. But when I tell you that online is going to infect your little single player thing going on.
100%.
Online is going to be so integrated into every facet of that game. And so, hey, get ready.
We're all fucked.
Buckle up.
Fucked.
Irk the Imp writes in and says, while $100 seems like a lot today, after inflation, it's cheaper than a $50 game in 1990. That $50 today would be $120.
Here's the thing. I appreciate that. One of the Tim Geddes-isms of, I know I'm a fucking moron. I know it's very easy to make fun of me.
Yeah.
And I know they say very ignorant shit all the time. Don't come at me with this inflation talk.
I don't understand it, and I don't want to understand
I don't want to fucking, anytime someone's like, well, Gone with the Wind technique, fuck Gone with the Wind, dude. I don't want to hear it.
Dude, that's such a joke. Gone with the Wind was released 70 times because they weren't making that as many movies they are now.
Listen, time moves and money gets more expensive.
And speaking of time, fuck daylight savings time.
Is that happening soon?
I feel similarly.
Yeah, it's this
to
weekend.
Time changes.
This weekend?
This fucking weekend.
It's
Is this
weekend.
the good way where I sleep more or less?
We sleep less. We spring forward, so we sleep less. Yeah.
We gotta stop this.
But like, here's the thing: we want to be firmly in daylight savings time. I believe. Like, we want to get rid of the non-daylight savings time. Chat, correct me if I'm wrong, because like I think that's where we get more day.
I will agree with whichever one stops fucking changing. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know the buttons on my car to change them, and every time I have to figure it out.
That is frustrating. I agree with you there.
Inflation.
In daylight savings time.
Yeah.
Gavin, actually, before I get to Gavin, BJ Bernardo becomes a member again for 29 months. Thank you so much. And says, are you guys hyped for 2K25 WWE? I think Bless got hooked on My Faction when it came out. Will you get into it this year? Here's the thing, BJ. I will not get into My Faction this year because I can't afford to get into My Faction. What I will say is that I am very hyped for WWE.
I can't wait to get on that island.
Oh,
I can't fucking wait for the island.
Tim, you're going to boot up the island, be there for 2 minutes, and be like, yo, I got to get the fuck out of here.
Man.
It's going to be like when you walk into the wrong club and you're like, oh man, I don't like the vibes in here.
Yeah.
Somebody, they're not even going to the bathroom to do coke. They're doing it on the fucking bar. They're doing coke at the bar. I need to go. Gavin Goss writes in and says, has anyone been watching Paradise on Hulu? I'll stop there. Have you been watching Paradise? I have not. They say, if not, you have to try the show. The season finale just came out this week, and it is so good. James Marsden and Sterling K. Brown are phenomenal. All right.
I love Sterling K. Brown. And you know what? James Marsden, for a long time, I was a hater. But he's won me over.
What won you over?
It wasn't Sonic the Hedgehog. It was Jury Duty.
Oh.
He was incredible in Jury Duty.
Dude, that was a show I wanted to watch, and I just never got around to it.
Bless.
You just reminded me. I need to watch Jury Duty.
You will love that show. And season 2 just got announced.
Really? Good for them. When is American Vandal coming back?
No, that's done.
Man.
Oh, I thought didn't they announce
that? That was a fun season 2.
I love that show so damn much.
Man, I swear to God, you guys are writing in super chats as I'm reading because this shit just is never ending. But I'm gonna get there.
Are we doing your wrongs?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm speed running the rest of these. Hey, that's comics writes in and says, tell Nick RoboCop is getting DLC. Gerardo is so cool writes in and says, if you died, what 3 loot items would you drop?
Leatherman.
Probably LaCroix.
Probably 3 LaCroix.
Yeah, that would be it for me.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Chapstick, I guess. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm sorry.
Do you have a chapstick on you right now?
Yeah.
Put it on for me. I want to watch.
Yeah, this guy right here.
Put it on.
Little Carmex. I'm not putting it on for you, Kevin, you sicko. Ball fraud.
The fuck did you just call me?
I'm sorry. It's CM Punk. I'm wrestling.
What's a ball fraud?
Bald fraud. CM Punk called The Rock a bald fraud, and I keep replaying it in my brain over.
Into the camera with such vitriol, man.
He said, "Listen here, Dwayne, you bald fraud." This is my favorite moment of the month. It's so fucking good. El Capitan 22 writes in and says, Marvel IP doesn't exempt this game from the shadow of GTA 6. If GTA 6 comes out in October/November, this game better wait for January/February release.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't think GTA 6 is coming out this year. Snug says, bless, want to go to lunch. Snug, I don't understand what you're asking me right now. Yeah, be clear.
What?
It's a joke.
He says, bless, do you want to go to lunch?
He doesn't
understand. There's a joke about how I didn't pick up. Yeah.
I missed that.
Gotta keep ahead. Keep on it, Tim. You gotta stay sharp.
Chat.
Stay sharp.
I'm such a moron.
Clawmaster says HVS is no longer working on Skullgirls content. Last night, they made a statement on Twitter regarding a litigation between HVS and Autumn Games. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
A lot of people love Skullgirls. Wolfredo writes in and says Kingmakers First is on my wish list this year. I assume that's back to the indie game conversation. Clawmaster writes in, I feel like Clawmaster has written a lot. Just saying Maury's concert was sold out in LA.
Hey, dude,
Wait.
shouts Maury.
What's a concert look like for a VTuber though?
Oh, they're cool.
Is it like a man with a puppet?
Nah, a lot of times it's like a small LED wall or a big LED wall.
You lead with small.
Well, sometimes I don't know. I saw one that had just like one LED wall that was like 4 feet by like 7 feet, but lasers too. Do lasers in the fog.
Hell yeah,
pretty cool.
The Gorillas used to do that too.
Was it MF Doom that would like have people perform for him and it wasn't even him there?
Insane.
Yeah, it was
That's
his
so
brother
sick.
or something,
It's
right?
not sick.
That's so sick.
It's so sick.
Because imagine we do a Kind of Funny live and like we just send out a bunch of people that just barely resemble us. Right? We just hire a bunch of lookalikes and they just podcast and they're just talking. They don't know shit, right?
Oh,
they're just
man.
talking about video
they
games.
Don't know shit.
They have a list of lines they
So
have
they would
to
nail
deliver.
it. They'd be just like us.
Rival Knight writes in and says, okay, I'm only doing two more of these because I'll just keep writing in. Rival Knight writes in and says, is it crazy that Veilguard is already on a PS Plus game?
Yeah. It's absolutely crazy.
It's insane. And I'm gonna stop here.
Wait, Snug's in the chat. And he did a $2 super chat and said, Kevin, are you an EDC guy? An everyday carry? I mean, what does that mean? Like, do I have everyday carries? Yeah, I mean, don't we all? Like, that just means what you have.
Wouldn't that be
a
a crazy revelation to learn that Kevin's been bringing a gun every day?
No, that's not what that means. That's not what that means.
Like, what do we do?
The gack in your pockets, you know? Like, you know, I always have my Leatherman.
Gun,
Is that
right?
legal here?
Why did I jump to gun as well?
Yeah, no, every day. Isn't that everyday carry?
Everyday carry is like a Reddit forum where it's like people show off their cool little, like,
I don't know
the stuff they carry in their pocket, like a Leatherman,
No way.
a pen. No, I'm positive about it. Like I've dabbled in the EDC community.
Okay, here's the thing. I believe you, but I think most people would assume you mean gun when you say everyday carry. Because I automatically was like, has Kevin been bringing a gun? Okay, conceal carry. Never mind, my bad.
It's like people showing off like their little backpacks and like what they have inside their you know, come on, guys.
It's just funny because it would be such a Kevin thing to be like, yo, what? Fuck it. He's like, oh, it's right here.
Strap.
Oh, he safety's on, and you look at the safety's not on. I was like, oh, my bad.
But bless you say that, but I carry around a pocket knife every day of my life. I've never once accidentally cut myself. All right.
All right, well, now we're
I've
just
been
making the argument of
super-
like the person versus the weapon. I digress.
I'm super worried about you cutting yourself every time I pass it over. In fact, once recently I had to be like, stop, Bless, what are you doing? You're like, I'm trying to put the blade away. I'm like, that's not how you put it away. You're going to cut your hand.
I just wanted open mail, all right? You know? I'm not going to hurt myself opening mail. When was the last time somebody hurt themselves opening mail? Let's hop into kindoffunny.com/you're wrong. Rewrite it and let us know what we got wrong as we got it wrong so we can correct it for those watching later on YouTube and listening later on podcast services around the globe. OPH, I don't know what you're talking about because I don't think I said he's not. So I'm going to delete that. CG writes in and says, I'm behind on today's show, but bless watch Superman and Lois. Thank you. Kebab says,
Wait, Snugs, put another super set, but do you organize it? Get some pouches. I've been contemplating making a utility belt for a while.
You deserve that, Kevin.
I love that for you. Okay, we just have one from Anon here that says, Woodkid is a musician who appeared on Kojima's podcast and had a song featured in the trailer for Assassin's Creed Revelations.
Oh, we could forget.
Yeah, sorry, that I didn't make the connection. There you go. All right, we got it. Tim, that brings us to the end of Kind of Funny Games with Dave. We did it.
We did it. We started this. We're like, this might be the worst news day we ever fucking had.
Yes.
We started with Powerepuff Girls. Here we are, 17 minutes later than normal.
Chat, when I tell you,
I hope it was worth it.
As I was putting together today's show, I was like, man, might have to just cancel today. We might just have to cancel the show today because none of these stories are new. Like they're new, but they're not new. You know what I mean?
They're not. Thank you all for hanging out with us. Though.
Yeah, thank y'all for your super chats. You know, I think we made the best of it. I hope y'all had fun. And let me tell you, we're about to have a lot of fun on this episode of Gamescast because we're talking about the top 25 Switch games.
Who are we welcoming into our chaos right now?
I believe Andy.
Oh,
I believe it's gonna be me, you, and Andy.
Oh,
yeah, doing a shit list, guys.
Yes, let's ask Andy if he thinks that everyday carry means Kevin has a gun.
I want to also ask him, like, what would be your thoughts on if you learned that every day for the last 3 years Kevin's been bringing in a gun?
That question, stay tuned for the Kind of Funny Games cast.
But of course, this has been Kind of Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday, we run you through the nerdy news you need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and on podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, support us with the Kind of Funny membership on Patreon or YouTube to get all of our shows ad-free, watch us record them live, and get a daily exclusive show. Enjoy the Gamescast next and the stream after? Or no, the YouTube premiere after.
Greg playing Split Fiction.
But until next time, Game Daily.